Hey, it's a concert to benefit my beautiful wife that is dealing currently with a very scary situation, stage 4 breast cancer that metastasized to her brain. I'm very heartbroken. My family's very heartbroken. It became very serious, okay? Metastasized all over the brain. After her brain surgery, it still spread. It went down the spinal cord into a tunnel where doctors are saying that it's really not good. I just want to be there for my wife. I want to make the rest of her life like the best I could possibly do. And I've been getting a lot of people who hate me for this, like haters. They're like, how dare you do this? I really don't care what they say. I'm going to do it anyway because I love my wife. She's everything to me. And I just want to make her life, the rest of her life, as pleasant as possible. So yeah, it's called a good gesture. If anybody would like to support us in our time of need, God bless. And if you wouldn't like to support us, you don't have to. Okay, it is a completely like the Bobby Brown song, it's your prerogative. It's my prerogative that if you want to do it. And if you don't want to do it, I'm still going to be doing my music anyway. So that's it. Some people are good in this world. What are you going to do? Looking for the good people out there. Start off with a song I wrote for the great Donald Trump, President Trump. I tell my wife, you got to be a fighter just like Trump, and she is. She's been fighting for several years with cancer. She is as strong as a bull. She's tough. This is called the Fist in the Air, Never Surrender, Never Stop Fighting song for Trump and also for my wife, Jennifer. Both of them are warriors, baby. Antonio Miranda, the biggest ball breaker and biggest supporter. Let me talk to Antonio for a second here. Antonio, why do you support me? Can I ask you a question? Listen, I want to ask you a serious question. I want to ask you a very serious question. You are by far the biggest supporter of Apefather. Can you because maybe I'm a psycho. Why do you constantly give super chats for? I'm just asking you a direct question. I appreciate it. God bless you, but I don't understand it because you seem to be my biggest critic, but you also seem to be my biggest supporter. To expose me? I don't know. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense, Antonio. I have to tell you, brother, it doesn't make any sense. But you know what? I appreciate your support. Anyway, back to my Trump victory song. Here it is, baby. Never surrender, never stop fighting. That's why I tell my wife, be strong like Donald Trump. Oh! baby. Fight. What's up, Justin Henry? One of the best on live. Thank you, West, on the piano. Thank you. God bless you. Russian agent, God bless you. What does he need exposing? It's a good question. You love my handsome hairline. Thank you. I got to get a haircut. Yeah, it's a good point. Like, why does Antonio support me if he's so against me? Antonio Miranda, I actually believe, is my biggest supporter. He really is. I have to now give him the heavyweight championship belt. Like, he literally always gives super chats. Like, not one time, not like he has given so many super chats. I've lost count. And yet, all he does is criticize me. He calls me every name in the book, but yet he continues to support me. I don't get it. It's one of those things that make you go. Justin Henry, how you doing? Thank you, Sola Christus. God bless you. How am I doing? Listen, I got to stay strong for the family. My wife missed Thanksgiving dinner because she was in the hospital, and she's home now, so we're having a second Thanksgiving dinner tonight. I made another turkey. My wife, helped my daughter. She wants to keep busy. God bless her. She made a little stuffing. We got the yams. We got the cranberries. Mike's making some kind of mac and cheese. He just loves spicy food, my son. He wants to add all this spice to it. I'm like, Mike, please, with that spice. He loves that spice. But under manager, he's another Mama Luke here. This guy, used to give super chats and ask me the dumbest questions in the world. What's your favorite continent? How name all the oceans, Apefather. So this guy's obviously a psychopath on the manager. This guy's not playing with a 52 deck of cards. Listen, can I explain something to all of you? Okay. I am not begging anybody for anything. I don't understand why this is so hard. Okay, listen to me. I'm explaining to you what's going on. Listen, on the manager, listen to the situation. I am explaining what's going on with my wife. And if someone wants to be a good-hearted person and say, God bless, here's a couple of bucks, here's for turmeric, here's for soursop or whatever, it's their prerogative. But if someone doesn't want to do it, they don't have to. It's not like the way that you haters are making it is like I'm on my hands and my knees here and I'm crying my eyes out. I'm like, please help us. No. I'm not. I'm just telling you what we're dealing with, and it's up to you. If you want to be good-hearted, it's like, how many times I've helped people in this world? Forget about it. Manon, I don't want to keep repeating it. I've helped people probably more than any one of you. I've helped people more than any one of you on this live stream. Okay, I'm not trying to be a jerk off. It's the truth. I've helped so many people. Okay, why do I do it? Because I'm a good guy. That's all. I like helping people. That's it. We're going through a tough time. It's like you people are trying to turn something that's supposed to be a beautiful thing, meaning like a good gesture, like someone has a good heart and says, you know what, God bless. You're trying to turn this into this ugly, disgusting, horrible thing. That's what you're trying to do. And honestly, I'm not going to let you do it. I'm just going to keep doing my thing. You can't stop me. You want to keep criticizing me? You keep criticizing me. But you're not going to stop me, okay? That's it. You're not going to stop me. This guy, Detective Pikachu, no matter what I do, he keeps coming back, this guy. Forget about it. People are done. What's up, my queen? Holly Chopper, 1977. God bless her. She's a beautiful, beautiful young woman. I wish her nothing but the best of health. God bless your girlfriend. I don't know if he's being serious or not. Stay strong. Thank you, Justin Henry. Justin Henry is a great guy. Discord. Don't give up, Apefather. We're happy to help. God bless you. You've always been good to me, Discords. Discourse is a beautiful person. Detective Pikachu, you're probably the psychopath. There's a psychopath that sent me $1 saying the most horrible thing. I think it's Detective Pikachu. So I think it's you. I think you know what I think it's you. Someone sent $1 recently, wishing my wife like death. I mean, you people are such horrible people, man. Seriously. I mean, where do you people come from, man? Where do you people come from? Don't you have any heart? Don't you have any basic human sympathy? It's crazy. It's like you really don't, I don't think. I think that some of you people are pure and simple evil. Like I'm talking like the epitome of evil, some of you people. But I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep doing my thing. And you're not gonna stop me. So that's it. You want to insult me? Insult me. Yeah, I don't. You're trying to help me. All right, what are you going to do? Send a message that you want my wife dead, Detective Pikachu? Like, that's you. That's all you talk about on X. You're like, I want an early Christmas. You wish my wife horrible things. So you obviously are not sincere, brother. I'm never going to stop. You're talking about, what are you talking about, Detective Pikachu? Come on, Chad. Weren't you the one that said leave family out of it? Chad's another hypocrite here. Chad's another hypocrite. He used to say, Rich, it's okay we insult you, and I agree. He goes, it's all right that we abuse you, we insult you, but leave family out of it. You remember that, Chad? Well, how about family that are, you're talking to me. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to Detective Pikachu. I apologize, Chad. I thought you were telling Detective Pikachu to not stop. So anyway, if someone could write my Cash App down and I could pin it, I'd appreciate it. Justin Henry, if you could do it for me. It's the $ Richard Lavoie. There's no space in between my first name and last name. Now, of course, look, some people prefer super chats. Okay, that's fine. Look, what is the difference between the super chat and the Cash App? It's just that YouTube charges more money. That's it. Pure and simple. YouTube charges like 30%. Cash App is like pennies on the dollar. So, but if you prefer, here he goes. Do you see it, ladies and gentlemen? Antonio Miranda with a super chat. Antonio Miranda with a super chat. Let's read what he said. It's crazy, right? It's crazy that Antonio keeps supporting me. He doesn't stop supporting me. Call me crazy, but I find it weird. A multi-millionaire that spends $400 a dinner asks money 10 times per day on YouTube. Maybe I'm crazy. Well, let me ask you this. You know I love Donald Trump, right? You know I love him, right? I love that guy. I love him. But I also found it very weird. Look, and I'm going to tell you the truth. You want to hear, this is nothing negative because this was done by Grant Cardone. This was done by Grant Cardone and his wife. They started a GoFundMe page for Donald Trump. And if you read the fine print, it was nothing. See, the regulator claims he gave $10,000 to this campaign, okay? He claims he gave $10,000. It's stipulated in black and white, it was not for campaign funds. It said it was for, he could use it for legal costs or personal. It's stipulated this. So do you find it, let me ask you a question. Do you find it weird that people donated to if you're calling me a multimillionaire, how about a multi-billionaire? Is that weird as well? See, because Antonio, I feel in my heart that you don't find that to be weird. You want to hear what I feel? You don't find that to be weird. I think that, you know what it is? I think it's something about me personally. Can I tell you what it is? Let's talk about this, okay, with these haters. You want to know what it is? Pure and simple, these haters hate me. They hate my guts. And in any other situation, they would have no problem. They would have no problem with anyone supporting someone. They would have no problem with if a person was dealing with like a terminal cancer and there were people out there and they wanted to help them. They would have no problem with it. It's just something specific with me. That's all it is. Because the regulator made it very clear. I wish the regulator would actually come into this chat. Oh, thank you, Justin Henry. Hold on here. Let me pin that. I just pinned Justin Henry's comment there that has my Cash App. If anybody, like I said, I would give it a big shout out. I actually have to give Antonio Miranda a big shout out. Antonio Miranda is officially my biggest supporter. I have no idea why, because I think he's one of my biggest critics and my biggest haters. But apparently he's one of my biggest supporters. Go figure. Go figure. You don't destroy nobody, Detective Pikachu. You don't destroy nobody. There is literally nothing that you do that, it's just the only thing you do is prove that you're a psychopath. That's what you do, Detective Pikachu. You prove that you're a Norman Bates lunatic. Okay, but anyway. Um, Let me see here. YouTube takes 30%. That's right. Harley Chopper, 1977, the Queen. So that's what I'm saying. That's why, listen, like I'll give you an example. Okay. Ron Conover gave us $25. God bless him. But he sent it to the Cash App and they only charged 40 cents. Okay. That's it. So that's like nothing. They charge 40 cents on $25. So that's why, like, obviously it would be a little more beneficial if you sent it through Cash App. But I know a lot of people, they're just not comfortable doing that. If you prefer to do a super chat, hey, it's fine. I eat the 30%. What can I do? So whatever you prefer is up to you. I don't care. Anything is greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. I'm not begging anybody. Let me ask you a question. Have I ever denied to anyone? Okay, let's talk about this. Detective Pikachu, are you ready for a debate? Detective Pikachu, are you ready for a debate? You always say you want to debate me. How's the fam holding up? Very, very hard discourse. The kids are very confused. I don't know really what to tell them. I just tell them that mom is fighting very hard, with cancer. I don't really know what to say to them. I'm trying to keep them happy. That's why I'm doing a Thanksgiving dinner right now. My wife was in the hospital during Thanksgiving. So we're having a second Thanksgiving so my wife can enjoy it with the children. And I'm just keeping everybody's, busy discourse, just taking everyone's mind away from everything. All right. So here's the debate. Detective Pikachu, be honest. Yeah. Everybody asked me for moderators. I mostly like to argue with these people, but it does get to a point where I got too much on my head right now. But here's the point I'm saying. When have I ever said that I was struggling for money? I want you all to be honest. Chad, Antonio Miranda, Detective Pikachu, right? Have I ever came on here and said that? Like, have I ever came on a live stream and said, I am starving. I cannot feed my children. Have I ever said that? Have I ever said that? The answer is no. Have I ever said that my wife has tremendous medical expenses that she cannot pay? Have I ever said that? The answer is no. I've never said that. Have I been perfectly upfront and transparent about my entire life on YouTube? I think that I am the most transparent YouTuber that has ever existed in history. I am the most transparent YouTuber that has ever lived. Okay. I tell you, you literally know everything about my life. You know everything about my life. I told you about my wife with the VCF. I told you about my monthly income. I tell you about, like, I never heard you mooch for money. I'm not mooching for money. What it is, now I know Harley Chopper. I know you're a beautiful girl. What it is that, can I tell you the truth? What it is? You want the God's honest truth. I have never really become, this is the God's honest truth, a really successful person. I'm gonna like level with you. You want me to level with you? I want to do something amazing for my wife. I feel like, in a little bit, I feel like a failure. You want me to tell you what it is? I want to give my wife the greatest life possible. That's it. And, because I don't know how much time she has left. And, maybe we'll take a big vacation at this point. I don't know if she would be up to it, but, I want to give her, like, I want to do like amazing, amazing, amazing things for her. And that's all it is. That's what the truth is. It's like, it's not that like we need this money to survive. Like, and I'm not, but I don't think I never came across that way. Like, when did I ever say, because that's what all of you haters are trying to make it seem. Like, you're making it seem like I'm coming on here, kind of making it seem like I have no money, I'm broke. Like, that's not the case. My life has not, look, here's how my life changed. You want to hear how it changed? We could be potentially losing the most important part of our lives. I'm praying to God every night that that's not the case and some kind of a miracle will happen. But that's it. My life is exactly the same. Other than that, I have the same money coming in. I have the same house. I have the same car. Like, obviously we're not starving. I'm about to have a second Thanksgiving dinner, right? Okay. So I don't understand why people are trying to turn this into something ugly. I'm not mooching for money. Do you want to hear what I'm saying to people? Here it is. If you would like to do something for Jennifer, whether it be help her enjoy her final days in a beautiful vacation, whether it be here's a little turmeric on us, here's a miracle, anything. God bless you. That it's called a good gesture. And again, I want to repeat, if you don't want to do it, I'm not putting a gun to anybody's head. Like I'm not forcing anybody. See, that's another thing that makes me crazy. Thank you. God bless you, Harley Chopper, 1977. I am not I am not forcing anybody. Okay. In other words, I'm still going to do my thing regardless. Like, so here's an example. Let's say absolutely nobody supports my wife, right? Nobody, not one person. Okay. I'm still going to make YouTube videos. I'm still gonna play my piano, and I'm still going to do my thing. So I don't see anything really that bad. Am I really such a bad person? Do you really think so? You really think I'm a horrible person? Like here's an example, right? It's no different if you think about it when I play in a piano bar. You want to hear something? I play in a piano bar, I play a song, someone might decide to give me a tip. Seriously, right? Someone might come up to me and say, "That's beautiful, piano music you're playing there. You're very talented. Here's $5." But once again, they don't have to do that. You understand? It's not like, see, look, I've done a lot of music concerts in my life. I've done a lot of shows, and I've seen a lot of people who listen to me while I'm playing and they don't tip. Whatever. They might be enjoying themselves, but they don't tip. Then I've seen other people that tip. So what's the difference, right? What's the difference between the people who tip versus the people who don't tip? You want to hear the difference? It's just a person's prerogative. That's it. Like some people feel maybe that song that I played touched their heart. Maybe something I did brought back good memories or whatever, and they felt inclined. They're like, you know what? I'm going to give this guy a tip. Other people, maybe they're just like, I'm here for the food. I'm in a restaurant. I don't give a shit about this fat Italian guy playing the piano, this fat, hairy Italian mother F. This meatball. I don't care about this guy. And they choose not to tip. In a way, it's a very similar situation here. It's a very, very similar situation. I'm not begging anyone. I'm not, I'm not demanding it. I'm just saying if you would like to do a kind gesture based on what my wife is going through, it is up to you. You don't want to do it, don't do it. So is that fair enough? You think we could put an end to this now? You think we could put an end to I'm the most horrible person that has ever lived on planet Earth? Is that possible? Or do you think it's just going to, you're never going to stop, right? No, I don't let them bother me, Harley. But I like to explain myself. I really do. It's not that I let them bother me, but I like when someone says something. I like to debate it. People call me the most horrible person. Like I was reading, the other manager called me a lowlife. Okay, you don't think there are worse people in this world? How about all these horrible people in this world that even caused my wife to get this horrible, horrible disease, cancer, like these effing terrorists, okay, that attacked us. That's how she got the cancer, is 9/11. My wife worked during the World Trade Center. She worked at two World Trade Center during 9/11. How about those human pieces of garbage? Okay, what they did to us. They attacked our country. Okay, so you understand what I'm trying to say? There are horrible, horrible people in this world. Horrible, horrible people. That's why I'm so happy that President Trump is back in office. Because one of the things we need to do, we can no longer have illegal immigrants enter our country. I'm sorry. Look, this is another very big topic where people get very angry. People have to come into our country through a legal process. I know President Trump is going to do that. He's not going to allow it no more. Because again, you have people coming into our country. You know the stories I read? Innocent people got killed. Some people lost their lives over these maniacs, these psycho. Now, to me, that's what I call horrible people. You haters call me a horrible person. I don't think I'm a horrible person. I'm someone who loves my family. I'm someone who loves my wife. Okay, I play the piano. I say, would you like to tip me so something beautiful for my wife? Is that really such a horrible thing? Really? You really do? You really think that's a really horrible? I don't think that's a horrible thing. I think there's a lot more horrors in this world that a husband just trying to do good for his wife. That's just the way I see it. But anyway, Let me do a song. Let me do a song I wrote. This one is for President Trump. Keep our borders safe and secure. We need that. We need our, and he's going to do it. President Trump is going to make our borders safe and secure. Antonio, look, you just keep supporting me, brother. Antonio, you're my biggest supporter. You have all of this criticism of me, but you're my biggest supporter. Go figure. But anyway, let me do my song. Let me do. But Antonio, it's not. I told you I want to become successful. I want to do it for my wife. You know that I told you that's what my main motive is. My main motive is I want to do wonderful things for my wife. I should have did it sooner. You want me to admit it to you as a man? I should have became successful sooner in my life, and it just didn't happen. So maybe now I'm really super determined. Maybe now I'm more determined than ever to make it because I want to do it for my beautiful wife. All right, does that answer your question, Antonio? It probably won't. You're never going to stop. So anyway, here's a song called President Trump, Make Our Borders Safe and Secure. Let's do it. I'm going to do one for my queen. What's up there, Robert C.? He was the first to support us. Robert Conover, God bless you, brother. I love him. He was the first to support us. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. You are the best, brother. I'm going to do one for my queen. Where's the queen? Harley Chopin, 1977. This is the song I wrote, Trump Win. Trump won. Thank God Trump won. But this one's for you, Harley. Let's do it. Thank God President Trump won. You know, our families, our children are going to have a bright future, and that's what my wife wanted. We only do 80s Billy Joel. I love Billy. The problem is if I do Billy Joel, YouTube is going to say that my live stream is not eligible for monetization. You could look up my channel, Apefather, and put in Billy Joel. I do so many Billy Joel covers. So if it's just the fact that you wanted to hear me do a cover, you simply do a search on YouTube for Apefather, type in Billy Joel, and I pretty much done like the majority of his songs. I used to have a Billy Joel tribute. So anyway, getting back, I pinned my Cash App. That's it right there. But I pinned a comment. The $ Richard Lavoie, no space in between. If people prefer super chats, that's fine. You know, anything that you would do is greatly appreciated. This is a tribute concert for my wife, Jennifer, who has been battling stage 4 cancer, breast cancer, for several years. Her cancer has gotten worse. God bless her. She's still fighting. She's a fighter. She loves her family, only 46 years old, the mother of our 2 children. But I'm just trying to give her the rest of her life. I'm trying to make it beautiful. That's it. You know, the cancer spread to her brain. The poor girl had to undergo brain surgery to remove a 9-centimeter tumor. It spread throughout. She had 2 remaining tumors. It had a very bad effect after surgery. It spread throughout her brain. It spread down to her spinal cord, inside and outside, inside the tunnel. And doctors said at this point, it doesn't seem like a cure would be possible. And like I said, I'm just trying to give her the best life possible. Any contribution, I would give anybody a big shout out. That's my email address. If someone wanted to, do something on Cash App, email me, Richard, le101@gmail.com. I would definitely give you a very big shout out. And as I said, I pinned a Cash App. Some people are not comfortable with Cash App. If some people are more comfortable with Super Chats, like I said, anything would be greatly appreciated. I will tell you this, though. A lot of my music I write is very Billy Joel influenced. For instance, I wrote a song called Back Into My Arms for my wife, Jennifer. If you know the story behind this, when I was young and we were first going out, we weren't married. I wanted to be a rock star. Yay, right? And I said to her, it's kind of mean. She wanted to get married. I was like, this is when we were young, like 19. I was 19 years old, 20 years old. I said, I'm not ready to get married. I'm not ready. I want to go on the road. I want to do music. And we broke up for like a year, but I missed her so much. I said, I got to get this girl back. I wrote a song called Back Into My Arms. It did work. She came back into my arms. So I'm going to do that really quick. And then I'll talk to you guys in the comments here. I can see Robert and Chad are having an argument. Well, thank God you took over, Robert, because Chad drives me friggin' nuts. So thank you for taking over that boxing match. But anyway, here is an original song I wrote to get my wife back into my arms. It's called Back Into My Arms. So many nights I wish that you were here, girl. You're living your life since I let you get away. Now I called you on the telephone and you seem surprised to hear from me. All I wanted was to tell you how much I was sorry I hurt you. Now I want you back into my arms. I can change all my mistakes. If you just take one more chance, I promise you there's no more heartaches. I want you back. Come back into my arms. Sometimes you don't know what you got till you lost it. I want you back, but I no, I can't force it. You might have lost all your love for me. Now you just want to be free. I'm not giving up that easily. I'm determined to make you see how I feel. Now I want you back into my arms. I can change all my mistakes. If you just take one more chance, I'd promise you there's no more heartaches. I want you back, girl. Come back into my arms. I can't believe that it seems you made up your mind. Why do I still feel the same after all this time? I don't know if I will ever get you out of my mind. Now I want you back into my arms, yeah. Now I want you back into my arms. That's an original. Back into my arms. You guys love the hate, man. so much hate. Terrible. So you want to change the subject here? What do we want to talk about? I'm still obviously very, very positive for crypto. We could talk about something else for a second. I just, like I said, I was talking with Robert about it. You know, I felt that maybe there might be a correction for XRP. It shot up really quick. You know, we haven't really seen Bitcoin go over 100,000 yet. We're still waiting for Ethereum to go higher, which is connected obviously with XRP. And I just felt because it went up so quick and so fast like that, I think the whales were pushing it. The whales were pushing it. I told you we already talked about this, Antonio. I told you it's a whole new administration, and now that we have the great President Trump in office, you know, I am 100% believer in crypto. But even with that said, I think XRP might be due for a correction. We'll see what happens. Lou is not proven right. Again, listen to me. I don't want to keep talking about Lou. You keep forcing me. Okay, may Lou rest in peace. Listen to me. I don't want to say nothing negative about Lou. God bless Lou. Listen to me. God bless Lou and God bless his family. I don't want, you're forcing me to talk about him. Lou said that XRP was going to $20,000. He also posted that XRP is going to 180,000. Okay. I hate to break this to all of you. I was the one, even being against cryptocurrency. Listen, even being against XRP, and I was against XRP, but still I said, I see XRP going from back to at least its high, which was 380. Antonio admitted it himself. Antonio said he saw a video of me way back saying, I see XRP going to like $2 to $3, right? So how could you possibly say Lou was right and I wasn't right? If I want you to think about this. If I said that XRP, but listen, but doesn't make a difference. Lou also, okay, so here's the contrary. Lou said that XRP was going to 20,000. Okay, is this lies, Antonio? Did Lou say that XRP was going to 20,000 in 2024? No, but Lou said that XRP, this was his exact words. XRP is going to 20,000 in 2024. Are you like denying that? This is your friend's son. Is this John? Is this John my friend, or is this John your? This is John my son's friend. I'm just curious. Is this if this is my buddy John here, who just came onto the live stream here? Anyway, John, if this is who I think he is the greatest man in the world here. No, his son's friend. Okay, well, I have a friend, John, too. Anyway, let's just say he's the greatest man in the world. I love him. My family loves him. Another big supporter of us, a huge supporter, probably the biggest supporter in my life. I owe it to him. I gotta do good things for him. But not sure if that's the John that I'm thinking it is, but if it is, God bless. Okay, so getting back to Lou. Lou said, here's the exact words. Lou said XRP was going to $20,000. This is what he said in the year 2024, this year. Okay. I said, these are my words. That doesn't matter if I said a decade. It doesn't make a difference, Antonio. I said that it's going to $2 to $3. So who's right? You don't have to be Albert Einstein. You don't have to be Sigmund Freud. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. I'm right. I am more right than Lou was. That's the bottom line. Any which way you twist it, I'm more right than Lou on XRP. I know you don't want to accept it, and you don't have to accept it, but facts are facts. I literally nailed it on the bullseye. I nailed it on, look, we all remember XRP. Remember when it was when Lou started talking about it, it was at 30 cents, right? When I started talking about it, it was at 50 cents, 50 cents, all right, 50. Okay. I said, I see it going back to $2 to $3. Lou said 20,000. Looks like I won that one. Okay. That's the bottom line. Sorry to break it to all of you. It's like everyone keeps giving Lou. Why are you giving someone credit who said that it was going to $20,000 in 2024? I mean, I know you all are nuts. I get it. I understand that none of you are playing with a 52 deck of cards, and you're all like Norman Bates. But how could you possibly give someone credit? I just don't understand. He said it was going to 20,000. He said it was going to $20,000. That's it. That's all I have to say about that. I was not wrong about DJT. I was 100% right about it. Look, I was right about a lot of things. I was wrong about AMC. Okay, but listen, Chad, in all honesty and fairness, and I'm not blaming Lou for this, but this is the truth. Do you know how I got involved in AMC to begin with? I don't know if I ever told you this story, Chad. I got involved in AMC because of Lou. Like Lou had an AMC channel. Listen to me. Lou had an AMC channel before I did. And I'll tell you this is the God's honest truth, okay? I didn't have a YouTube channel, and I used to watch Lou before I was a YouTuber. And Lou was saying things like, does your family have cancer? This play could change your life for the better. And I swear to you, it was really Lou. I was watching Lou all the time before I was a YouTuber. And he sounded like a very smart guy. He sounded like I believed him. He sounded like he had a lot of Wall Street experience. And Lou was the first person who started talking about dark pools, with AMC. It was Lou, okay? And Lou was saying, now this is what Lou was saying, okay, that the true price of AMC in the dark pools was $10,000, okay? So in all honesty, now I'm not blaming Lou, okay, because I'm an adult, okay, and I made my own financial decision. I take full accountability and full responsibility. But in all honesty and fairness, if you're going to criticize me about AMC, you have to also criticize Lou. Right? You have to also criticize Lou. You can't the buck doesn't stop with Apefather. The buck doesn't stop with me. There was a ton of people. Here's one. Does this ring a bell? Trades. Does that ring a bell to you? Okay, that Mama Luke who said he spent all his money. Now he's broke. You know what's funny is that I find it so funny. Let's talk about Trey for a second, okay? That you guys all abuse me. Here's a guy who made $10 million. This is what he said. I'm only going by what Trey said. He made $10 million okay, doing the complete opposite of what he was telling people, what he was telling our retail brothers and retail sisters. The complete opposite. He played options. He was basically pitching buy and hold to the moon. Remember Moon Gang with friggin' Matt Cause, that other friggin' weasel. I wrote a great song about that weasel. You talk about super chats. You guys are mad at me. Matt Cause made $600,000 or $700,000 in super chats. None of his family is dealing with cancer. Okay, he made. You find nothing wrong with that, right? It's like I'm the only bad guy. It's just me. Apefather's the bad guy. I'm like, the movie Scarface, right? Say goodnight to the effing bad guy. I'm the bad guy. No one else is the bad guy. Trey makes $10 million. Everyone's losing their ass, losing their balls with AMC. He makes $10 million doing the complete opposite of what he's telling everybody to do. Then it came out, I don't know, Teddy Zane. I don't know what happened to Teddy. Like, where did you go? Teddy Zane, where did he go? But even Teddy claimed that he might have been on some kind of a payroll. I'll say it's alleged. Antonio supports me again. It's funny, he's the only person supporting me. Just Antonio Miranda. He is my greatest supporter, Antonio Miranda. It's absolutely incredible. Apefather made hundreds of videos trashing XRP terrible. I did. And the reason for that was the administration. That was the reason for it. Look, you want me to tell you the reasons why, Antonio, and I know you're not. I know you're not going to accept it, okay? Go take care of your wife, my dude. Yeah, I'm going down very soon, YM. We're having a Thanksgiving dinner. I'm just waiting. The turkey's cooking right now. My wife is resting right now, YM. I'm going to be waking her up in approximately another hour, and we're going to have Thanksgiving. She was in the hospital for Thanksgiving. She's sleeping right now. So, if it's okay with you, I'm going to continue my live stream, but no, I am going to spend time with my wife, brother. I'm going down there in about an hour. We're going to have Thanksgiving dinner together as a family. But with that said, you have to understand Gary Gensler, okay, who's completely against crypto, completely against XRP. The SEC was trying to prove that Ripple was, in fact, a security. Okay, there was a lot of things going on in the previous administration. God bless YM. There was a lot of things going on in the previous administration. Okay, now Trump, vowed to fire Gary Gensler. I think he's going to resign. Did he even resign yet? I don't think so, but I think Gary Gensler is resigning. So you have to understand now it's a whole different ballgame. We got President Trump back in office. Gary Gensler is going to be kicked out. He's out. Okay. So how could I not be pro crypto right now? But I still feel that there might be a little correction. Look, I was talking about this with Robert. I feel you're going to see in the long run. Look, in the long run, meaning during the Trump administration, I feel XRP will go to somewhere between $5 to potentially $10. Okay, in my opinion, it could potentially go to $10. Some people feel it could get even higher, but I think right now because it shot up so fast, I think you're going to see a short-term correction with XRP. That's just the way I see it, but it's not going to bother me because I have complete faith in Ripple. I have complete faith in XRP. But Chris Larson, let me tell you something. He should be kissing Donald Trump's ass in Macy's window. Can you believe that Mama Luke gave Kamala Harris $16 million? He supported Kamala. Now it's another thing, talking about Kamala Harris. You want to hear piece of garbage moves? You know how you all abuse me? Everyone, it's like I'm like public enemy number one, right? I am public enemy number one. How about Kamala Harris? Do you know that Kamala Harris raised $1 billion for her campaign? I don't know if you know this. Listen to this, right? I'm a jerk, right? Me, I'm a freaking a-hole, right? Okay. Kamala Harris raised $1 billion for her campaign, spent all the money, currently is in debt $20 million. And you know what she's doing? Vice President Harris, she's asking her donors for more money. Even though she lost the election. She's like, can you pay off my $20 million in debt? No, I mean, come on, Antonio. You can't put me in the same league as Kamala Harris. Come on now. That I'm just saying that, look, to me, that's real friggin' low life. You want to hear that's a low life. That's a low life. She raises $1 billion. She's $20 million in debt, and she's asking her supporters for more money. That's a low life. What I'm doing is different. Look, what I'm doing is different. I don't care what any one of you say. I'm not forcing anybody. I love my wife. We're all dealing with a tremendous heartbreak right now with her condition with cancer. And I feel in a way I'm kind of doing something even for the money. You know what it is? It's like I'm entertaining. Like, look, can I ask you a question? Let's even assume, check this out, Antonio. You want me to make a point? You were giving me super chats. Listen to this one. I'm gonna totally rock Antonio Miranda's mind right now. I'm gonna rock his mind to the point he might faint right now. Again, he gives me more money. Antonio's on fire right now. 8 followers of Kamala Harris on YouTube. Crazy. You're crazy, man. No way. Anyway, getting back. Antonio, you were giving me super chats, right? When I didn't even mention my wife, you were giving me super chats, okay? So in other words, it's like I just feel like no matter what I do, you guys hate me. Like I'll give you an example. When I started accepting super chats, everybody hated me. Detective Pikachu hated me. You agree with my analogy? So I never said I'm the Kamala Harris of YouTube. Detective Pikachu always hated me. Chad Clifford always hated me. Antonio Miranda always hated me. So you see, I'm starting to see basically something that's very, very in common with all of you. It doesn't matter what I do, you hate me anyway. So even if ultimately I wouldn't mention my wife, like let's say I wouldn't mention her condition at all, and I would just like do regular like live streams, you know what I mean? Just the fact that I accept super chats, you would hate me. You would say you're a piece of garbage, you're a lowlife, you're a fat Italian meatball. So basically, I can't win. Justin Henry doesn't hate me. I love you, Justin Henry. Justin Henry is a great friend of my son, and he's a great person. So anyway, but Chad, but Lou said that the true price of AMC in the dark pools was 10,000. You know, once again, I mean, I don't want to keep look. You're all forcing me to keep talking about Lou. Look, how about we do this? Let Lou rest in peace. Can we do that? I don't want to talk about Lou anymore. Look, here's all I want to say about Lou. God bless Lou. Listen, okay. God bless Lou. Okay. May he rest in peace. I think he passed away. I don't know for a fact. I still don't know because there's really no record of it. I'm just taking Elk Spaghetti's word for it, you know, and that other guy, the Miller guy, whatever his name was, I can't even remember his name. You know, I'm talking about that politician guy, whatever his name is. If that's even a real person, I think it's just a made up person. Because I remember I confirmed something with someone. It wasn't the real politician. But anyway, who is Lou? That he was a YouTuber, Justin Henry. We were all part of the AMC. You know, this is kind of before you knew I existed. We were all part of the AMC movement and GameStop movement. And you know, I'm still very hot and heavy for GameStop. You know, another thing I was right about was I said, just bringing up GameStop, I said GameStop is going to 80. Do you remember that? And I was not even Morant's Ranch, Chad. Not even Morant's said that. When Roaring Kitty came back, Heat Gill, meow! We saw GameStop shoot to 80, baby. I was right about that one. AMC had a nice run. AMC went over 11. I do believe that AMC is not over yet. You know, I'm not. I'm still with Amy and Gabby. Listen to me. I don't believe AMC is done yet. All right. I think that when Trump comes in office, when Gary Gensler is officially out, okay, of the SEC, I think that you're going to see some magic stuff happen with AMC and GameStop. Again, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner, but I feel you're going to see some magic happen. Okay. And of course with crypto. So I agree with Benjamin. 100%. My track record is actually pretty good. Another thing, remember Apefather used to talk about UXIN? Antonio, you remember? And remember you used to abuse me on that? Did you see where the price is right now? I know, Chad. We talked about that for hours on the phone. But another thing I'm right about. Can we talk about a few things I'm right about? Okay. You all said that DJT was finished, right? Okay. Let's start with that. I started talking about DWAC when it was at $14. Now, at this point, everybody gave up on President Trump. You said so many people gave up on him. I was reading all the comments. Like, he's going to jail, he's finished, he's this. DWAC is going to be delisted. Is ready, Mike?
Yeah, also I did something for you.
What'd you do?
Tell somebody in your chat to put exclamation point. Actually, wait, hold on.
My son is here.
Exclamation point Cash App.
What do you mean exclamation point Cash App?
Just tell them to put exclamation point Cash App and something that should pop up.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Based on when I started talking about it, Antonio, I don't want to confuse it with the Cash App, Mike. The thank you, son.
I'll do it.
Listen, based on when I started talking about UXIN, it's up tremendously. That's the point, Antonio. Okay. Again, getting back to DWAC. I started talking about it. I don't know why my son is putting exclamation point Cash App, but I have no idea why he's doing that. But why are you doing that for, Mike?
I'm setting you up with something that's gonna help you.
You're setting me up with something?
Yes.
Okay, my son wants to help me. Thank you, son. I love you, Mike. Chad made a great video of you throwing up on myself. Yeah, I remember that. That was can I tell you what happened that day? And it's one of my biggest regrets of my life. That was the day I lost $15,000 in Redbox. Once again, I was listening to Teddy Zane. Okay, that people blame me for Redbox. I was listening to Teddy Zane, and I don't know. I had like a little bit of a nervous breakdown that night. I don't know what happened. That's the God's honest truth. I kind of realized that night I was not getting back my AMC money. I'm down hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and in addition to that, I lost $15,000 on Redbox. So what happened was I went to the bar and I started drinking like a hound dog, like a friggin' lunatic. I was drinking Long Island iced teas like they were literally iced teas. I was drinking a ton of Long Island iced teas. I got completely drunk and I started saying some insane stuff that I want you all to know that I apologize to my wife. I apologize to my wife a million times. Like I said some horrible things, man. I'm admitting it to you. I'm not gonna deny it for 1 second. I said some horrible, horrible things, and I didn't do anything. I just want everyone to know. I would never, ever, ever disrespect my wife in terms of I never ever would cheat on my wife ever. I love her, but I don't know. I was just drunk, man. I was completely drunk out of my mind, and I started saying stupid shit like, oh, 18-year-old, 19-year-old girls. I would love to, like fool around with them and stuff. And it was. I'm sorry. Okay, I was drunk. The alcohol was talking to me. I was completely, completely drunk. I started talking about crazy shit. I was so angry at Ken Griffin. You want to hear the truth? I'm going to tell you all the truth. I had law enforcement. I never admitted this to you, but I'm going to actually tell you all the truth. Law enforcement came to my house over what I said about Ken Griffin. You want me all to tell you the truth? I'm going to tell you a little secret now. I might as well tell you all a little secret because everything that's going on with my wife. Law enforcement said that they contacted Homeland Security because I said some crazy shit about Ken Griffin. I said some really, really crazy shit about him and Gary Gensler. And they came to my house and they wanted to know if I was serious. They're like, are you seriously looking to harm Ken Griffin? And I said, no. I said, no. They said, you said some really horrible things. I said, look, I was drunk. I was completely pulverized. I said, I just lost hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in AMC stock. The cop actually felt sorry for me. He's like, you lost that much money in the stock market? I said, yeah. I said, I lost like a ton of money. And then that night, I lost like $15,000 on Redbox. And I just told him I had a slight nervous breakdown. I had a slight nerve. I was saying some crazy shit. So for the record, I don't like Ken Griffin. Listen, I think he's a piece of garbage. I want to be clear to all of you. I don't like Gary Gensler. I think that Gary Gensler is a piece of garbage. Okay, but I have no intention of harming them. Okay, I have no intention. I don't want to harm Gary Gensler. I just want to go on the record. I don't want to harm Ken Griffin. Okay, I was pissed off. I was drunk. I have no intention of harming him. Okay, and I have no intention to ever cheat on my wife. I love my wife. So I apologize to my wife first and foremost for that embarrassing night. I apologize even to Ken Griffin and to Gary Gensler. I shouldn't have said all that stuff. I just flipped out. I know, Justin. I would like to make you a moderator. It's just most of the time it doesn't bother me. I like people to speak their minds. I like people that, I believe in the First Amendment. So what exactly did you do now? Tell me, like.
You see stream elements?
I see it, yes.
It's a bot, it won't do anything. Make it a mod or it's not going to function right.
But what exactly, but it has the Cash App.
Yes, but you have to make it a mod. It won't do anything. It's just, it helps the bot function. Otherwise, it's going to go nuts.
Yeah, but Mike, I don't know if I want to do moderators right now, Mike.
No, it won't do nothing. I mean,
So what do you want me to do?
You can't ban anybody. It's just there.
Okay. So do I do anything? What do I do?
You have to click on the name, press add moderator, and
But Mike, I don't want to add. I don't want to do that, Mike. I don't, Mike. I love you, Mike. I don't want to add moderators. I love you, Mike. I know you mean well. I love you, son. All right. I let people talk. Just the only time it gets to me is when people go a little overboard.
I mean, clearly they can.
Chad, Rich, that night was crazy. I went to bed, but when you went off the rails, Commander 35 called me and said, "Come back to the live." He said, "You got to see this. My video would never have happened." Look, it was a crazy night. I'm admitting it to you. I went completely like insane Cypress Hill, like insane in the membrane that night. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what went on, but something good came out of it. You want to know? Something good came out of that night. I wrote a great song. I don't know if you remember it, but I wrote this song. I actually was drunk when I wrote this song. In my head, I was writing the lyrics down in the bar, and I had the melody in my head. It was great entertainment. It was. And, I was hearing it. Like, it's weird. You're not a musician, but sometimes, like, you hear melodies in your head. I was thinking of the song Captain Jack. When I was in the bar, I was actually writing words down. I couldn't see clearly because I was all messed up, but I was writing the words down, and I was hearing this melody in my head. And it's called "Let Me Buy You a Drink Tonight." I wrote that song in the bar that night. I was like, "I'll show you this." Life could be unfair. You give it all you got, but nobody cares. You're out there on your own to make your life happy or end up all alone. Can you stay with me a while? I need the company, I need to smile. Talk about the good old days. The years pass you by in such a fast way. Let me buy you a drink tonight. Cheers, my friends. I wish you a bright future for your family. Please forgive me, 'cause tonight I'm feeling lonely. Thank you for the company. You tell me things will get better. The sun will rise again, gonna pass by this bad weather. I know it's raining down on you. The rain will go away, gonna bring something new. You just have to be strong. Keep fighting, don't prolong. I'm feeling sorry for yourself. Time to rise above. I'm gonna take the whiskey off the shelf. Let let me buy you a drink tonight. Cheers, my friends, I wish you a bright future for your family. Please forgive me, 'cause tonight I'm feeling lonely. Thank you for the company. The next round is on me. Have a great night. I wrote that song all because of that night. I wrote that song. That was a crazy, crazy night. Yes, Chad, that is my Cash App. I'm going to be ending the live stream. I love you, Angie. I love you, Justin Henry. I'm going to go hang out with the wife. Chad is messing up the Cash App. Once again, it is, I'll show it to you. If anybody wants to make a contribution, it is completely up to them. That's my Cash App. The $ Richard Lavoie. That's RICHARD, L as in Larry, E as in Edward, VOI. I will give you a big, big personal shout out where I actually make a video. So if anybody wants to do it, it's up to you. Don't listen to Chad. He's putting that is not the right, that is not the right Cash App that Chad is saying. Disregard Chad. But anyway, it is not, I just want to be clear, it is not a requirement. I'm not begging anybody. If you want to do something from your heart, you do it. If you don't, it's okay. It's all right. All right. All right. Thank you. God bless you, Justin Henry. V for victory. I love all of you. Everything I said is not financial advice, not a financial planner. As far as the stock and crypto talk, that was for entertainment purposes only. But what my wife is going through is not entertainment purposes only. That's very real. God bless you. God bless you. WTF, just be a good guy. I'm not asking anybody for donations, okay? I'm asking if somebody wants to do something good from their heart. It's up to them. I'm not forcing nobody. Do not, all the Cash Apps that Chad is putting is not real. Sometimes people want to do something good from their hearts, WTF. That's all it is. It's called a good gesture. I'm not forcing anybody. I'm not begging anybody. It's completely up to them, okay? Anyway, I'm going to do one last one really quick. I'm going to do Brooklyn Funk. This is an instrumental jazz piece. I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. Oh! God bless all of you. I'll be back soon. Thank you for all your support. Wolf of Brooklyn, you are the best, brother. I try to keep my mind busy. That's, you know what I mean? If you don't keep your mind busy, you collapse. That's the answer. That's the answer to your question, Wolf of Brooklyn. Wolf of Brooklyn, baby. I'm thinking of, did I say Wolf of Wall Street? I'm thinking of that movie. Wolf of Brooklyn, that's how I do it. You just got to keep your mind, busy. Ron V. Hey, man, XRP, man. Hey, Ron, remember even when I broke your chops? Remember I was saying that I felt that XRP could go like back to its high, remember? And then we talked about it. We were saying like 5 to 10 is realistic. I was right, brother. I mean, look, and I was being negative. Look, Lou was saying 20,000. But me and Ron were saying like, 5 to 10 bucks. Thank you, Ron, Robert C. Yeah, these people, it's 20 might be possible too. I do agree. But again, it's not financial advice. Don't listen to Chad. That is not the right Cash App. You're a crazy guy, Chad. The right Cash App is the one I pinned, the Justin Henry comment that I pinned. The $ Richard Lavoie. Anyway, not financial advice about stock talk or crypto talk. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a financial advisor. That is entertainment purposes only, but not what my wife is going through. God bless her. V for victory. I love you, Angie, the woman with the hands of gold. I will be back later. God bless.